Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for our second day of the Art of Diplomacy. We're very happy that you could be here with us for our panel on how art is impacting China. I'm pleased to introduce our moderator for the session, Dr. Eric Schlussel. Dr. Schlussel is a new addition to the University of Montana, teaching in history and political science about China. He is also the director of the East Asian Studies program, and he has joined us for many, many events in the Mansfield Center, and we are so happy that he has come to the University of Montana, and we hope to have him for many more events. Today's program will be recorded by Missoula Community Access Television. This is made possible by their Media Access Grant. If you would like to learn more, please visit www.mcat.org. I'll now turn it over to Dr. Schlussel.
All right, well, good morning. Thank you so much for coming out on this very, very cold day. I have the pleasure today of introducing Ms. Liu Bing. Now, Ms. Liu Bing is normally the Director for International Affairs at the Beijing Dance Academy. The Academy, as you may know, was founded in 1954, and it is the best and most prestigious institution of dance education in China. But this year, Ms. Liu is a visiting scholar at Queens College in New York, so she can join us here today. This time in New York and in America as part of Ms. Liu's lifelong career, promoting and establishing dance as a means of communication between cultures. So we're very happy to have her with us. Ms. Liu has been greatly involved in numerous ballet competitions, was the Chinese international representative of the Youth America Grand Prix in 2015, and has been involved in dance education and starting schools and running them for many, many years. She has also helped produce a number of postmodern ballet pieces performed in Beijing and New York. So she's really involved. She's at the vanguard of the development of the art of dance in China. Without further ado, I'd like to turn the mic over to Ms. Liu, who will talk a bit about Beijing Dance Academy, and we'll take it from there. Ms. Liu, it's up to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll use this. Oh. Should I plug it out?
Did you pull it?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, RMBT, and thank you, VAB, and thank you, Charlene, to having me here. So we have been many, many years friends, and finally, in my life, for the very first time, I arrived at Montana. This is a very, very fresh new world for me. Even in China, you know, China is big. Even in China, I have never been such freezing place. And yeah, but it's super cool, super cool. And today it's my great honor to present my, my dearest working place, Beijing Dance Academy, to Montana, to everybody. Before my presentation, I would like to talk a little bit my feeling when I came to New York, came to United States. Actually, I visited the United States 5 times in my life before 2016, but since last year, that was the longest time. It's kind of settled down in New York for a while. I think it was really big differences between the past experiences. Because in the past, when I visited New York for a week or for 10 days, that was really a fabulous world. But when you live in New York, when you have the deep settle down in the new places, that was big differences out there. So for the past 4 months, I enjoyed many performances, mostly in dance in New York. And I figured out there are many differences between West and the East. And mostly in Beijing Dance Academy, I will present later in over 60 years history of Beijing Dance Academy. We set up from the ballet both with ballet and Chinese dance. But the ballet plays a very important role in the history of Beijing Dance Academy. But when you came to New York, you see the difference ballet, which is such as New York City and the American Ballet Theater. It's very American style ballet. I realized that the dance between West and East have the differences. So today, welcome everybody to join my journey to see Beijing Dance Academy. So at the beginning, so yesterday I joined the Charlene's talk yesterday, and after that, I went back to hotel and changed my PowerPoint mostly, because I realized that I don't want to present a very boring things. I want to start from some story and more pictures and the videos, and you will have fun. So let's begin from this woman. Most of you do you know her? The Zhang Ziyi, and I think the most familiar face from China in Hollywood. So her film is Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon, so had big success in America. And she graduated from Beijing Dance Academy. She came to Beijing Dance Academy at 11 years old and graduated at 18 years old. And she joined the Central Drama Academy after graduation and become a film star later. But she had a very good skill and a dance skill and a technique when she has since she has 6 years training in Beijing Dance Academy. Let's see as to the history of Beijing Dance Academy, there are three most important years. First, 1954. Beijing Dance Academy founded in 1954, as Ming mentioned yesterday at the gala. So in 1954, that's the People's Republic of China set up, founded in 1949, right? So that's 6 years after the new China. This picture is the first class graduation class. As Ming mentioned yesterday, the first class is not training, was not training students, that's training teacher, the dance teacher from all over China. So all the teachers came to Beijing, and they have, I don't know how many teachers are there, but it seems a lot, that they have a very old studio, but they have a very big, successful first class in 1954. And this is the first address of a Beijing Dance School. So the character is celebrate Beijing Dance School, the foundation of Beijing Dance School. So you could see that's not a very fancy school at that time. So all the dancers, the male dancers, need to do some labor work for the construction, for the school construction. And this is the studio and the studio. So all the dancers from all over China, for the teacher, actually, for their age, they're teachers. And the teacher here is from Russia. As Ming mentioned yesterday, the first teacher, the ballet teacher from Russia, since a good relationship between China and Russia. And in the first class, in the first generation of Beijing Dance School, they have different dance styles: ballet, Chinese dance, and Oriental dance. So this is the Chinese classical dance. You could see, sorry, it's ballet. It's ballet training, and this is the classical dance, and also this is the ballet. Sometimes at the beginning, it's kind of mixture with the ballet and the Chinese dancing. They share each other. And this is an Oriental dance. I have to mention this class is pretty special in Beijing Dance School because, let's see the next. from this picture, this is Chinese Premier Minister Zhou Enlai. So I don't know if you know him. The Beijing Dance School was founded with the help of Mr. Zhou Enlai because he is responsible for the Chinese foreign affairs, diplomacy affairs. So he realized that the art is a good diplomacy means to communicate with the world. So, and also he likes art. So he founded the school and founded the Oriental dancing class because at that time China has some relationship with Southeast Asia, like Myanmar or like India or like Thailand. So this class is training some dancers to dance some national dance of Myanmar and Thailand, and so for some communication needs. You could see from these whole pictures, so every generation, like Deng Xiaoping and Jiang Zemin and Zhou Enlai, and Mao Zedong is so little, you cannot see in the middle, and they all visit the school and give very much support to the school. And this picture is Jiang Qing. I don't know if you know Jiang Qing. It's a wife of Chairman Mao, and she is she gives much more support to the Chinese ballet. That was funny. 1 week ago, when I was in New York, I got a book. This book was written by American, an author American, and she mentioned that Jiang Qing, why there's a dancing style called 样板戏, opera or dance style called 样板戏 in China during the 10 years of Cultural Revolution. So all kinds of other styles stopped. But only 样板戏 was the only style exist in China. So she used to be an actress in Chinese Hollywood in 1940s or 30s or 40s. So she knows what the Western art is. So she likes ballet, and she supports these two important pieces in China. This one is a red attached woman that Ming mentioned last night, and this is a red-haired girl. So these two might be the only dance play, dance drama, or any dance style on the stage. Yeah.
Sorry, 样板戏, could we call that model opera?
No, it's in English. In that book, it just translated 样板戏.
样板戏,
Yeah,
okay.
it's 样板戏. Yeah. So let's come to the 1979. 1979 was the resume of the college entrance test in 1979. After 10 years revolution, Cultural Revolution, so the student come back to school. For my parents went back to college at 30 years old, right? So they waste a lot of time on the countries to work and nothing to do. So that's a year. So for that year, Beijing Dance Academy become the academy. They have the bachelor degree. They got the bachelor degree for students. And this in 1987. The third time period. So we moved to the new address. The school moved to the new address, like until today. That is the place. So Beijing Dance Academy currently, it's a really small school, starting visit school. So compare of the University of Montana, it's a really tiny school. But they have, I think they have the most fabulous and advanced dance facilities for dance training. So, the studios, like this big, the studios, we have around 90 studios. And this is a big studio. Sometimes for some little presentation, something like this, but bigger than this. And this is a small theater with 300 audiences space. And this is a new building. I believe, Charlene, when you visited in 2008, this building was not there. And there was a new building with a 2,000 audiences space in the theater. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's come to the education. So the purpose, the goal of Beijing Dance Academy is to train professional dancers and choreographers, and the dance teachers and art communicators. I believe the level of our school is getting bigger and bigger. So at the beginning, it's just for professional dancers, and later become to get the choreographers and the dance teachers and art communicators. Right. So this level, the 5 level is currently Beijing Dance Academy is hold this whole 5 level. This level grading center, actually it was kind of like RMBT. Not like RMBT, it's trained the amateur students, right? 业余的学生, amateur student, from start from 4 years old. 4 years old, and they have 2 systems: Chinese dancing and ballet training. So for ballet, they have 7 levels. 7 levels. So for 1 semester, like you pass the test for 1 semester, you get to the next level. So totally 7 levels for ballet and 13 levels for Chinese dancing. The second level is the secondary school. Secondary school is not part-time, it's a full-time. The students came to school at 11 years old, and they spend, for ballet students, they spend 7 years in school and graduate at 18 years old. And for Chinese dancing, they came on 12 years old and 6 years training. And also we have international ballroom dancing, also 6 years, and musical, 6 years too. So the ballet was the longest training. Graduate, this training I have the whole system I'll mention on the next page, and graduate for MA level. And continuing education, this continuing education is mostly for adult. For the teachers, for dance teachers, they have their full-time job with different schools, universities, but they want to get improved, and they will come back BDA to get a continued education. Right. So the numbers is for BDA currently. This is in service faculty 600. And the full-time students, 2,500, and the continuing education, 5,000. And the dance grade examination for teachers is 50,000, and the dance grade examination for children is 500,000. Yeah. Right. So this is the system of the whole Beijing Dance Academy currently hold, because last year we had an innovation for the different part. So currently we have ballet department and the Chinese ethnic and folk dance department and the Chinese classical dance department and the musical and the international ballroom dance department. That's the 5 major dance style existing in BDA. And the creative school currently have the choreography and the modern dance. So it's in creative school. And the humanities school mostly focus on the dance theory study and the art communication. And BDA Youth Company, so every year, so all the very excellent dancers graduate, they will get into the BDA Youth Company. That will be the top dancers in China. School of Continuous Studying is for training amateur dance teachers, part-time dance teachers. Secondary school I mentioned, and the education school. Education school is the first school since last year. Basically, BDA is going to train more dance teachers for high school and the middle school and the primary school. Yeah. So this project. See, this is a grading school for children, to training children, and this project was pretty new since last year. It started from the idea that government asked BDA to get help the primary school, public school, to train more and more students. Maybe the dance class will be the compulsory 必修课 compulsory class for public school. Yes, so it started last year. And this is for secondary school. This is ballet training. This is Chinese classical and ethnic and folk dance. And this is for international ballroom dance. So for this part, we are pretty proud because international, as you know, international ballroom dance is from West. It's not a Chinese stuff. But we adapted many dance movement to Chinese story. So we brought many pieces to the Blackpool in Britain, the most famous international ballroom dance competition. So got the first prize. They were pretty amazed, impressed. And this is musical. These four pictures is for the bachelor degree for the undergraduate student. This is the ballet department and the Chinese classical dance department and ethnic and folk dance and international ballroom dance. Right. So. Let's stop here for a while because today I'm honored to invite the students who graduated from BDA and also the competitors for VIBE this year for open category, right? Just to finish the finals. So he would love to present some movement and give you a impression of how Chinese ethnic and folk dance is. Let's welcome Shuai Huabing. His name is Shuai Huabing.
Hello everyone. My name is Hua. I'm come China. Come from China.
So, 你今天要给大家展示哪一个舞蹈？我可以帮助你在这里。Okay, the first present is a Tibet dance. Thank you. Would you like to explain a little to the audiences what the movement means?
主要是表现的一种民族的地域特点。
So it's kind of geography style, right?
Special geographical characteristics.
Right. 你说，我来说。Okay, this movement means the mountain is so high. Yeah. Right. Because the attitude, the people have difficulty for breathe, so usually they will bend their back. Yeah. Okay, the snow mountain is是怎么样的连绵不断的雪山
Yeah, the endless rolling mountains.
Yeah, endless. Yeah, snow mountains. Right, that's Tibet dance. Okay, what's next? Oh, Mongolia. Next is Mongolia dance. 都是家乡。花儿，画香，花香。Okay, so it's kind of express their feeling, the people to miss their hometown, and when they pat their backs, it's like the flowers, smell the flowers. It's an endless, 应该是草原对吗 ？Grassland, yeah. It's not a snow mountain, it's grassland. They live in a
Yurt.
yurt. Okay, they live in a yurt. Right. So people sit inside when they get home. They will sit like this. Right. So when they get out of the door, usually they will move like this. Right. Oh, so the outside is an endless grassland. Right. Because their door is pretty short. Right. Yes. Lama. Okay, it's drag horses.
Yeah, leading your horse. Yeah.
Lead horses. Right. This movement. Okay. Oh. For girls, they are longing for their lovers. Right. So deep feeling inside. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Next one. Oh, it's for Uyghur, right? Uyghur dance. See the shoulders. Thank you. Okay. Eric? Eric was an expert for Uyghur.
It's expressing friendliness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that same? Yeah. 对，来，没关系，你说。Okay. Oh, okay.
So it's a kind of group dance that you would do at a celebration. It's more like a sort of ballroom or partner dance.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.玫瑰. Okay. Eric?
Something to do with the cold, but they produce this product which is sort of a distillation of rose. It's called atergul, and they're expressing the pleasant scents of these roses.
Right. 就是为什么会有很多肩部的动作呢？Okay. Okay. Okay. Eric.
Oh, so why all the shoulder movements?
Okay. Okay.
It has to do with the cold, but also sort of a humorous, fun kind of
Shoulder
sense of
stuff.
movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hence all the shoulder movement, also very masculine.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Okay. And the sense of humor, to express some sense of humor with their shoulders. Right.
It's a really fun dance, I can tell you from personal experience.
Yeah. Yeah. 好，那就谢谢。Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Hua. Thank you. Okay, that's the three typical Chinese ethnic and folk dance. But as you know, we have 56 nationalities, so all totally different. When I came to Missoula, I saw on stage I saw some American Indian dance. So that was very interesting. Kind of as he mentioned, there's a dance was pretty familiar with 苗族是吗？你刚才说和苗族那个。苗族, right? It's familiar with right. This movement is kind of familiar with the Miao nationality in China, the dancing Miao nationality.
Usually the Miao we call them the Hmong.
Oh,
here,
Mao.
so I'm familiar
Okay.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our Indians have been to there.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, Charlene was there, yeah, with your group. Okay, so I believe we have more to talk and more to communicate to see if any connection with inside. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Juan. Let's keep going. Right, so as to communication, so the school Beijing Dance Academy is pretty special. Not only it's a leading educational school in China, and also he takes the role of many diplomacy affairs. As you could see from the picture, Michelle Obama visited China. She visited China, Obama and daughters. So the ballet students from the secondary school, they danced a piece. The piece was choreographed by an American choreographer, but I didn't figure out the name of him, right? And this is one, how to say, the queen of Denmark, when she visited China. So we showed the ethnic and the folk dance there. And this was when Tony Blair visited the school and to see the ballet training. This is Peggy Rockefeller and Peter Peter Buffett visit China, so we have a union to be with them. So this one, Charlene, must be very familiar. This is might not be the 2008 when you were there, but it's Beijing. It's called the Beijing Invitational Ballet Dance Competition of BDA. Beijing was held by Beijing Dance Academy. It started in 2006, and every 2 years, and until last year it was the fifth one. Right. So we are so pleased to have invited more than 2,000 all the dancers, teachers, and the choreographers, and the dance researchers to come to Beijing and to share this big event. And also in the late year after 2010, we become more and more gradually. We invited some company to come to do some performances, such as the New York City Ballet and the Joffrey Ballet in America, right? So this is a competition, and as you could see, Charlene was in BDA. I was a translator for her. And this is Karen. It's kind of dark. Yeah, Karen gave a master piano class for BDA, right? Right. So this piece was very special last year. Last year is a G20 summit for Chinese government held in Hangzhou of China. So BDA dance ballet department performed a piece. It's called the Swan Lake, but they danced in the West Lake, the beautiful West Lake. So that's a really big project. So their shoes is around $120 each pair, and they danced. They wasted maybe 6 pairs each week, and everybody, and takes 3 months to finish this piece. And also, it was in September, and Hangzhou was a little bit cold, and they need to dance on under the water. So it's a really big task. I have video to show you later. See, this is a performance. They're dancing the China Great Wall, and these also some pieces they showed for different celebrities from all over the world. So let's give a present of this piece. So how can I go back? Down. Okay. Here. Right. Okay. Good. the director of this evening was Zhang Yimou. You know, Zhang Yimou was very good at the big setting, splendid settings. Yeah, that's it. The leading ballerina was a student graduate in 2002, and currently she is not principal, but she's a ballerina in Finland National Ballet. So this was her holiday, I guess. So she came back to support our country's task. Okay, let's begin. Let's start. This is Chinese classical dance. This is the Olympic. In 2008, the student of Beijing Dance Academy danced the Fei Tian is from Dunhuang, a kind of national in the west of the China. They danced the Dunhuang in Olympics. So, right, for communications is not only for we invite the invitation. We also many dancers, many students go out to study or work in different countries. So Charlene, you know this girl, right? This is a white youth American Grand Prix favorite girl. Her name is Zhao Wanting, and currently she's a ballerina in San Francisco Ballet, right? This boy, mostly, there are two very important ballet competitions in the world, Prix Lausanne and US American Grand Prix. So most students, when they attended this competition and was selected by different companies. So this boy is in Munich, I think in Munich Ballet Company. And this boy was in American Ballet Theater, and this was in Monte Carlo Dance Company, and among others, many Chinese faces appears in different dance companies now. So this picture is in 2016 International Dance Day, and International Dance Council under UNESCO issued the China dance Ta Ge. This is Ta Ge. I'll show you. I didn't find the right clip for the Ta Ge, but I found another similar one. I'll show you later. To Ta Ge stamp. It is due to our history and tradition of classical dance. Right. So yes, basically, Eric mentioned me the time is limited. So that's the very short introduction of Beijing Dance Academy. So let me give the time back to Eric.
Well, actually, in terms of time, the schedule says 12:30, but we plan to be here until 1, just so we're aware. So you might go that late and see if there's time for questions from the audience or some such.
Right.
So if you have more to say, please.
Right. So before the question, let me show you another very beautiful Chinese classical dance which present last week in Lincoln Center, New York. It's called Confucius. It's a dance drama. It's called Confucius. It's not danced by Beijing Dance Academy, but most graduates from Beijing Dance Academy. They present five performances in Lincoln Center. Got big success there. So let me show you the audience's most favorite part. So everybody say, oh, it's beautiful. People on this backstage, they collect that clips. Yeah. Yeah. 采薇先放一下，然后看还有提问几个人。
雨雪霏霏，昔我往矣，杨柳依依，请我来思，雨雪霏霏。
Thank you. This dance is one kind of gentle style in Chinese classical dance. You could see the characters of their sleeves. So sleeves and the swords is very important to play the two parts of the Chinese classical dance. There's no too much techniques in this dance, but only the other style for Chinese other dancers, they need more technique to express more wild dancings. Okay, so do we still have other time, or we give the time to the audience?
Personally, I think we should see Ascent of Time.
Right.
Because
Okay.
this is a wonderful piece that Ms. Liu herself has helped produce, which I really think it's not only is it visually stunning, but it does a wonderful job of showing like what the Beijing Dance Academy's collaborators are doing in terms of innovations and style. So I think it sort of exemplifies, at least when I saw it, the kinds of ways in which dance does bring professionals together across the world to create new things.
Okay.
So.
So, as Eric mentioned, so this project, I'm not a producer, I'm the assistant of producer, yeah, but I played a very big role in this project. So, Ascent of Time, this project is the first project of Beijing Dance Academy cooperate with a professor from Queens College of New York University. And the choreographer, she is a Chinese American. And her experience is pretty special. And she was trained Chinese dancing in China. And she went to, in 1970s, she went to, during 10 years Cultural Revolution, she was trained dancing in China, and she went to Hong Kong to be the principal for Hong Kong Dance Company for a couple of years, and she got the scholarship to came to New York. So her experience is a typical experience when West and East dance combine and communicate. So this project was actually initiated in 2009. 2009, and when me and my principal visited New York, and we got sponsored. We got the funding support from the government, and we planned to make an international project to train the student, to make students to see more dances all over the world, and to broaden our repertoire. So. That's her. That's a choreographer, and these two leading role is from National Ballet. They are principals in National Ballet. We invited them to join this project, and all the students, the 34 students, are from the graduation class at that year. So this piece was. Her name is Yin Mei. Her name is Yin Mei, and she had choreographed many pieces in New York, which present to be the postmodern. Mostly, it's a postmodern dance. But her philosophy, because her experience, he came from China, so her philosophy is mostly based on Chinese traditional culture. But her experience in America, she has many to share in Western, thinking, or different conception. So this. Let me give a short introduction of the element in this piece. So this piece, they have ballet, they have hip hop, ballet and hip hop, and also with the vocal singing, and with Chinese classical sword and the sleeve dance and the kunqu, and also the kunqu. So the story, this piece of story is based on this family. I don't know how many of you know this family. These two sisters was pretty famous in China. One of them, the youngest sister, came to Yale University and to teach the kunqu and the calligraphy for many years. And so the four sisters all married very important person in China. So their experiences were, it's a drama itself. It's drama itself. So the story is based on her story, how she brought the calligraphy and the Chinese culture to the United States, and basically also they share the same experience. So that's her. Oh, she died last year at 102 years old, and that's her husband. It's a study. He studied Chinese culture, in Yale. Right, that's her.
So for those of you who don't know, kunqu, which Ms. Liu has mentioned, is, if you've heard Beijing opera, you might find it sort of hard to get used to, but kunqu, or kun opera from the Kunshan region of South China, is considered a much sort of gentler, much more listenable, pleasant, folksy kind of. Right.
So basically, kunqu was actually the first opera. People say that was the original of all opera in China. So because you could, I selected some pictures. This one is a typical female, and this one is a typical male character. And this is for some 丑角. How to say 丑角?
丑角 is the clown character.
Yeah, something like that, clown thing. Right. So people, this kind of kunqu was because coming from Suzhou. I don't know if Charlene visited Suzhou or not. Yes. So that area is a pretty soft place in China, very soft and very peaceful. And so the people there, their art style is soft too. Right. So that's a good experience that the students got the chance to study Chinese typical kunqu, which they never had chance to practice. So with kunqu and with the sword dance and with hip hop and modern and ballet, and also puppet. So we made a puppet dancing there. Right. So that's a hip hop, and this is a kunqu. It's kind of like a kunqu, but it's a modern dance based on the kunqu style. Right. Okay. So that's the center of time, right? Okay. Okay. I'll show you a short script. This projection was the designer now is MoMA, the artistic director of MoMA. The projection did. And the paper is her favorite. In her many choreography pieces, she used the paper because she was born in Luoyang. Luoyang was the city of the paper city in China. So she has kind of,
About where she's from, it influences her artwork and her expressions of culture.
Right. So this project in 2000, it was shown in 2009 in Beijing Theater. So it was pretty rare for students to dance different style like this. Compare with some Chinese choreography, so this piece was a little bit abstract, which I have seen many in New York. That's very Western. Yes, the costume, you could see the costume was a kunqu, it was a Chinese opera style. The vocalist and the music was from the guy called Sam from the B.T. Jones. He's now the artist director for the music in B.T. Jones Company. The choreography for dance is one teacher is from Alvin Ailey and one teacher from the other modern dance company. So they both was very good choreographer and dance teachers in New York.
So, Liu Bing, was this the Beijing Dance Academy's first involvement in postmodern dance?
Right, it was the very first, yes.
May I ask you about the name of the piece? What is Ascent of Time?
About the name, actually, I asked the choreographer, I asked Yin Mei. So it was kind of, it's a kind of memory. It's kind of memory for that the special time and memory of her own experiences. And you could see her picture was there. It was a kind of memory. For her experience between the China, West and the East. Yeah.
Si tienes un hondo penal, piensa en mí. Si tienes ganas de llorar.
Well, so for those of you who want to stick around, and I hope that you do, we'd like to open this up for audience questions and hear what you have to ask. And Ms. Liu is happy to respond. Thanks once again for coming.
Thank you for coming. So any questions, just come to me.
The gentleman in the red jacket.
In 1954,
Yes.
when the school was started, how were those students chosen?
How was it chose? That was a very good question. I believe because from my generation, I didn't go back that period, but I could tell you what the selection criteria for today. Because currently in this week is a student selecting test happening in Beijing. So I could tell you what's the criteria for today. Is that okay? Or you want to know what was that?
I guess I'm more interested in the history.
Ah.
There was quite a transition there.
Right. So honestly, I was not very familiar with that history, but I got to know the criteria for that days is not as strict as today. Because today we every student, each year for ballet instance, we only picked up 15 boys and 15 girls each year among 2,000 kids. So we usually have the 尺子, how to say 尺子?
Sure, it's like a measuring device?
Yeah, measuring. We need to get the stuff to know and to test their bone age to see if they could get higher or not. And they need, we call it 三长一小, it's just 3 long and 1 small. 3 long is a long arm, a long leg, and a long neck. And 1 小 is 1 small is a small head. That's the criteria for today, right? But for that time, you could see the picture from the pictures. Usually the teacher, mostly they are 90 or 80 years old, mostly. I could tell they were not tall. They were not, very, very good, body conditions. But they were selected to dance maybe because they like dancing. Honestly, I was not very familiar with that history. Sorry. Yeah.
And the students today, do they apply to audition from all over China?
Right, audition. They came to Beijing. So for secondary school at Beijing Dance Academy, usually they get the kids from 11 or 12 years old, and school usually spend 2 months every weekend. We'll send the teachers to different places, to have auditions. And after first round, they select some kids to come to Beijing for the final audition. Yeah, we'll pick up 30 students among more than 2,000 kids.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
During the Cultural Revolution, during that 10 years, since they only did one form of dance, the other forms of dance that they stopped doing, were that when they came back 10 years later, it was 79, were they able to bring back the quality of what was happening, or did they have to kind of start all over again?
Right. I think we cannot, completely say it stops, because usually nothing will stop forever, right? So I think for Chinese dancing, Yangbanxi, what we call the Yangbanxi, it's more political. It's more political, but usually people will have some, small, not in public, some private dancing for Chinese dancing. The ballet was trained because the politician I mentioned, they like ballet, so they want to share ballet with others. So the ballet was trained there. But Ming, as Ming mentioned last night, I didn't know that period of history. But Ming mentioned everything stopped and she went traveling. She was not there. So but when they came back, in China, the training was I think it's more harder than the United States. Even the students today in Beijing Dance Academy, they have very, very strict training. The students, no matter from the 11 years old or 18 years old, they woke up, they got up at 6 every morning and need to go run and do some warm up, and the whole day academic studying and the studio training. So it's a really hard job. It's a really tough job. So I believe it will come back very soon.
There are many stories from the Cultural Revolution of artists and musicians practicing in secret in basements. I suspect that dancers might have found ways to do much the same.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Further, one from Caitlin.
Yeah.
You mentioned that many kinds of dance were studied there, and many of the professors and teachers have gone out to either teach or learn other forms of dance. Are there any students from outside of China who come to the academy to study dance at the academy?
Oh, that's a good question. Right. So we have Charlene knows that we have international students. So they come to mostly currently they studied Chinese dancing, like folk dance and classical dance. For ballet, may not that much people to know Beijing Dance Academy has very good ballet training. If Charlene was not there, she would not know maybe. But yes, I could give you an example. And last year, the secondary school of Beijing Dance Academy got 2 international students, one from America and one from Britain. So before Beijing Dance Academy, they had some private training in United States and Britain, but their parents, one of the girls, her mother was also a ballerina in Britain, so she knows how Chinese ballet training is more strict, and they're training more professional. And because currently we got very big support, financial support from the government, so we have opportunity to invite all different styles, ballet styles from French or from Europe, from America, from Australia, Russia, so different style trainings. So I think students benefit a lot from different, backgrounds. Yes, thank you.
From the gentleman in the back.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. I've gotten to meet Chinese students for the last 4 years, and I have fallen in love with the Chinese people.
Oh, good.
They were just absolutely spectacular, good, kind people. There are 2 themes that I've learned about. One is conformity versus individuality. And it seemed as if I learned from the kids that in China there's a need for conformity, and in America we seem to emphasize individuality.
Right.
So I would like to ask, how does your dance academy accommodate maybe a need for conformity in China, I'll say politically or culturally, whereas there seems to be a human spirit that asks for individuality? So that's kind of a major question.
That's a very, very, very good question. I think no matter what cultural background you have, and I think people share the same feelings and same personality. everywhere, no matter in America, no matter in China, people's personality are different. Some people they are more individual, and some people they like teamwork. They are more conformity.
Group oriented, perhaps.
Yeah, something like that. So that's a really good question. I think that's a question China talks a lot, education which in China talks a lot about it, because now more and more people go abroad and to see the differences between the outside East and the West. I have no idea. I have no idea how to answer this question because I'm still thinking about it. Because for instance, I'm taking class in Queen's College. That was also the first time I'm taking the classes outside of China. So I take a class. It's a communication and journalism. That's really different class style, because in China usually teacher will sit here and students will sit there, and we talk and you listen, right? So but here it's a round table, teacher not talking too much, and everybody talk, and they talk whatever they want to say. So yeah, that's pretty different. And I really can't say which one is better, honestly.
I'm hoping you'll do both.
Yes.
The second question, which I think you'll find exciting, is that you have 56 nationalities in China.
Right.
And yet, I'm feeling sad that you're importing what I'll call England art, English ballet, when there are 56 nationalities of their own. And the parallel would be, I don't imagine the Blackfeet Indians would be working on ballet first. I think they would be working on their native dances for their own individual, for their pride, for their ethnic pride.
Right.
And so what I'm worrying about
Right. So
does China have to worry about almost insulting itself
Right.
by going after ballet? What would be exciting if there would be an evolution of the 56 different nations' styles of dancing in whatever direction they wanted to go.
Right.
So it wouldn't be like copying some other culture that maybe was colonialist and kind of was an oppressor. It would be letting something evolve out of China's own spirit.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. I think that's my fault for today, for my presentation today, because I mentioned too much of a ballet, and because Charlene gave me a topic is the dance communication between West and the East. So I may mention ballet too much. As a matter of fact, the Chinese ethnic and folk dancing is a very, very, very important research area and practice area in Beijing Dance Academy. Right, we have a library. We have a dance library, which is the biggest dance library in China. And 56 nationalities, all their costumes, all their culture was in that library. And we put much effort to do research every year. Every year, all the teachers in folk dancing department, they need to go to every village to study from the local people, to know what is the real culture out there, not stage performance. What is real? What is the life? What's happening there? So we put very much effort on that. So that's my fault. I mentioned too much on ballet, but actually folk dance was very important. As was Hua there? Yeah, he spent 4 years studying in Beijing Dance Academy. So can I speak in Chinese to her because he doesn't speak English? 就是你们在上4年大学的时候，会有很多的采风的活动，对吗？ Yeah. Every year, even the students, not only for teachers, students, they need to go to every village, nationalities village. They're poor, they're very far, and it's a very hard work. But they need to go there to do research, to learn from the local people. Yeah, we cherish that very much. We are proud.
We have time for one more quick question. I think it's from Charlene herself.
Sure.
So I've been going to China courtesy actually of our first relationship with our former Senator Max Baucus for years. And besides Beijing, we've been in many, many cities in distant provinces. Lori went with us too. We went to one province that had not seen a foreigner since, when was it?
1948.
Yeah, not just a foreign dancer, a foreigner. We were the first ones there. They closed the factory, people brought their musicians and played for us. So my experience, I have not been to Mongolia yet, I have not been to Tibet, is that I have never met a culture that preserves their history and their folklore as much as the Chinese, and honors it and shares it. But what brought us together was trying to understand each other. So they will invite me to teach a ballet class, I think not so much to, for a better lack of word, to pollute the ideology of the ballet, but to see the differences. And we do move differently. The ballet schools in China and Russia and Cuba, we all have similarities, but we have very small differences.
Right.
And basically, from a ballet dancer, it's pretty much the waist up. The waist down is very classic. The upper body, as you see with the shoulders, defines whether we're a flamenco dancer, Chinese. And so I can't stress enough from my experience that there's no chance that they're going to assimilate us. I think actually the opposite. They preserve it, but they watch very carefully everything. Right. And when it comes to that definition of strict versus conformity, or I don't see them ever more strict, but China, Russia, Cuba again, you're talking about government-funded, education for their dancers. We don't have that in the USA. So when you have a ballet or arts academy that's the dancers get to leave for the rest of their childhood and study at the expense of the government, it just simply doesn't exist in most of our Western countries. So that is not necessarily strict or conforming. It's just the way it is. They learn a step on February 14th. In the U.S., depending on where you study, it could be from the age of 9 to 15. I mean, it's very, very broad difference of training. And the other last thing to say about that is, and I have this from personal experience, one of our Montana dancers was in the Beijing Dance Academy competition. First of all, we were so honored to even be included. Secondly, she did really well with her Wild Montana Turkey.
Yeah,
that, the whole competition knew about this, neoclassical thing we had for her. Third, we didn't win in the finals. Our translator came to us, who was very dear, just deeply sad for us, because it's different in these countries that have so much more pressure to be the best. She thought we would come home and have a very bad experience. No home to live in, maybe lose her scholarship, no food, who knows? But we had to tell her, no, we had a great time, and our family will meet us, and there'll be a steak on the table, and that's not specific to China. We have dancers here from Brazil and everywhere else that the stakes are much higher individually in many other countries. As Americans, it's pretty easy compared to some of these other, in my experience.
Right.
So that's very different. I don't see it as strict or not strict. I see it as the stakes are a little higher.
Right. I was pretty impressed the first day I was a jury. I was honored invited by Charlene. I was a jury member for open category. So after competition, I wrote a small journal for in my Chinese Facebook, something like that, WeChat. I said, the competitors, the dancers on stage, they're happy. It's a competition. It's a happy thing. But in China, a little bit sometimes the kids are coming for competition, more stressed. Yeah, more competitive, and you need to work hard. So they're not happy. So we should learn something, basically from that, small detail. The happiness is the most important thing. You dance, you're happy.
Well, on that very positive note, as much as this is exactly the kind of dialogue that we need more of in our world, we have to adjourn. It's 1 o'clock. Thank you all once again for coming. Thank you, Liu Bing, for this
Thank you.
long presentation. Thank you so much for standing up here for an hour and a half. And thank you, Hua, for performing for us.
Thank you, Juan.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.